dancing.
Dancing.
So, like we were saying, I really love dance and yoga, and I think movement is such a good way to let out energy, like stress and anxiety. So I want to hear about your experience with yoga or dance or any type of movement as a healing method.
Yeah, first of all, it's amazing, right? Because I think we're somehow really similar when we are seeking some solutions for healing for ourselves. And I think movement for me as well is huge part in my life. I would say I started to heal myself from dancing and yoga. I actually started to dance when I was 10. And you know what? Before 10, I was such a quiet little girl in the corner, always in the corner, and never go up. I had 2 friends in the class, only 2. I was very reserved to myself. I was really, really shy. And the teacher just picked me up. In China, it's just really random, the teacher will say whatever they want to say, and they order whatever they want to order to you, and then you will just follow. And so there's no much choice of what you want. And so the teacher just came to me and said, hey, you're gonna join dance group. And I was like, okay. It's not my position to say no. I will just follow. And so I joined this dance group in the school. And in the beginning, I was still try to follow everything. I was still unfamiliar with that. But later on, it became part of me. I started to dance from 10 until the college. I was always dancing Korean dance, after the college, I would, until the college. If I look back, I think that dance was a really good escape for me, right? Because I don't need to go back to the sad place, which is my home. I could get along with my peers, my friends, dancing friends. And it's free, you don't need to pay for that because the school just picked you. And so everything was perfect for me regarding dance.
That's so amazing.
That's a really interesting story. I would never explore dancing if the teacher didn't pick me up. Imagine that. I was so shy, right?
Yeah, no, dance is I was pretty shy when I was younger too, but it made me so much more outgoing because it forces you to be outside of your comfort zone, especially when you're performing on stage or you're, doing a partner dance with someone or you're learning choreography or you're performing. You have to show, energy, and you have to show excitement, and with whatever feelings are inside of you, you're able to express it. And same with you, Ling. It was such a beautiful, safe space for me growing up when I had issues in my family or in whatever, social groups I was in. If I was feeling a little bit, sad or anxious, whenever I went to dance, I was able to just dance away any type of negative energy. And it was so helpful for me during my childhood years. And still now, I always tell people that if you just turn on some music and move your body, you'll immediately feel a lot better. Immediately. You just need to move. So that's amazing. That's interesting that that's a part of your healing process right now. But I do want to get into, because I know I'm really excited to talk about it, RTT and hypnotherapy. So can you please tell us first what RTT and simultaneously what hypnotherapy is, and then we'll go into how you discovered it and why you're very interested in it.
All right. So what is, I will start with rapid transformational therapy. and then talk a little about how it's different from hypnotherapy, right? So rapid transformational therapy is created by Marissa Peer, who is based in California, Los Angeles, but was born in United Kingdom, UK. She's a British, but later on she started to study hypnotherapy in the US. And then she just is living there. So Marissa Pia is a really interesting person. I'm really inspired by her as I started this journey. I remember what she said is this. When she was going to the hypnotherapy school, she would go ask her teacher, saying, so how does human beings' mind work? How does it work? And is it so difficult for us to heal them? And the teacher would go, yes, human beings' brain is so complicated, and it might take a long time, a lifetime to heal them, to help heal them. And so that's very interesting. And then Marissa said, oh my God, I don't want to do that because people come to me for solution, for help, and I will make them stuck with me forever. And, the problem isn't solved. And what she thought was that I want to help people as soon as possible to get out of the situation, the problem, solve the problem, and live the life they want. Why would they stuck with me? I always think this way. You want to solve the problem because of something. There's a why behind that. For example, for me, I want my body pain to go away. I wanted to achieve something in my career, but I couldn't. And I noticed that there was something unresolved in my life. So I want to resolve that first to be able to achieve my goals. So that's the whole story of why Marissa Peer started to create this methodology. And she studied this therapy for a long time, 30-something years. And then she finally created this methodology to be able to help people as quickly as possible. It only takes 1 to 3 sessions. So how does it? Yeah.
1 to 3 sessions.
1 to 3 sessions. Normally, one session will give you a lot of insights for you to work on. If there are multiple issues, multiple layer issues, if it's a, let's say, heavier issue, right? Heavier trauma, maybe you need more follow-ups, more sessions. But she doesn't like the idea of it takes forever. It takes forever for you to heal yourself. And this RTT methodology combines a lot of things that she has learned up until then, psychotherapy, talk therapy, neuroscience, the one that you are interested in, right? NLP, right? And hypnotherapy was a big part. And then CBT as well, cognitive behavioral therapy. All of those things will go into 1 or 3 sessions to help the client. So it's a really new thing.
That is so amazing. I didn't realize that on average it took that few of sessions to get a really big result out of RTT. I mean, that's just really incredible. I'm interested then, just for myself and listeners that are just thinking, how can you get a big healing result in 1 to 3 sessions? What happens during a session?
Right. So a typical RTT session would mainly contain 4 parts, I would say. The first part is regression. We go back to the events, the scene that is connected to the current problem, the the presenting problem. We go find out, we're like a policeman, right? We ask the questions. By the way, the entire session is under hypnosis. So that's why hypnotherapy is a big part of RTT. The client would close their eyes, go into hypnosis states of mind, and we will talk to them while they are closing their eyes. And in the beginning, we go back to the scenes. We call it regression. And then we detect what's the real root cause that caused the current problem. Because the current problem can be, I'm depressed, I am anxious, I have anxiety, right? And I have migraines. What else? You name it. I have sleep problems, etc., etc. But these are not what happened to you in the past that impacted you to have the problem that you're having today. So it's a really important part to understand what exactly caused the problem you're having today in the past. And moving on to the second step would be intervention. The biggest difference between a typical hypnotherapy and RTT is we intervene a lot with our clients. If somebody, the listeners, your community is listening to this recording, have ever experienced any therapy, a conventional therapist would focus on listening the most of the part. And later on, they will probably give some suggestions or not. They will probably leave you to think about that, right? To reflect on that, the session or, past events. But few people will give you suggestions. So RTT practitioners focus on the intervention a lot. Because if you think this way, the clients came to you, they know the problem. Sometimes they don't know the problem. They have the problems and they know what they want to achieve. I want this problem to go for me to live a life that I want. They know this. Right. However, they don't know how to achieve that goal. So RTT really intervened a lot to tell the clients that what went wrong, right? What potentially can go wrong, could have gone wrong, and what you can think. But having said that, it's not we are giving them an idea that what they should think. It's that they have this goal, they have shared with you this goal, and then you will suggest based upon that. Right.
I see. I have a question. So for hypnotherapy, then in a session, you aren't really having that intervention, that dialogue with the therapist. It's right. You're all in your subconscious mind. Is that correct?
So yeah. So a typical hypnotherapy would guide the therapist will guide you into the past experience, right? I think you have experienced one. They will guide you through, right? And then you will go into a scene or several scenes, and then they will have a discussion with you, what you have seen, what you feel about it, and how you interpret it, and so on and so on. But it's more about exploring what happened before, other than how it affected now in your life.
Right. So they are really, really connected, but I see the difference though with RTT and hypnotherapy. I'm based on my experience with hypnosis and neuroplasticity. So when I go into a hypnotic state and I have a specific problem I want to fix in my life. For me, it's usually, I'm a people pleaser. So I usually put other people's needs before my own. So whenever that means I put a lot of energy and time thinking about what other people feel and need. So I'm always giving a lot of energy and time to the other, but not my own. And that is based on a lot of childhood stuff. So I work in a hypnotic state and I go back to a specific memory in my childhood when I am learning this people-pleasing tendency. And what we're trained is we want to have a more positive reinforcement belief there. So we come as our more empowered version of self. Or if I'm going back into my childhood, I'm bringing myself now as a more empowered, person, I guess, to help my childhood Nina work through that specific memory that is really hurting her. And then there's a healing that comes, ideally. That's what I've been practicing with my workshops right now with hypnosis and neuroplasticity. And I've been doing it for about a year and a half, and it's been incredibly transformative. That's why I believe in the power of subconscious therapy. I totally believe in it. But I want to ask you, you were talking about finding the root of a problem. Can there be a root? Can be a specific memory, right? Or can it be many different? Can it be many different moments and memories?
Oh, that's a really great question. So there are many events happen in our lives, right? Mm-hmm. When you were 1, even before you were born, 3, 4 years old, many events happened in our lives. And so we always go back to at least 3 scenes in our lives, which are connected to the presenting problem, which is happening now. So there's always connection. It's very interesting, to connect all of those things and find out a habit, a pattern that the client has. So that's a really good question. We never just go back to one scene and go ahead with the session. Always 3 more scenes.
Interesting. Always 3 or more scenes.
Yeah.
And so how long does a typical session last for then?
The session is very, very long. Actually, it takes 2.5 hours to 3 hours.
Wow.
The entire session. Yeah.
I see. I was wondering how you can get in 3 episodes in one session, but it's because it's 3 hours, 3 hours session.
Yes, that's right.
Wow. So I see how there can be a lot of healing going on in one session of RTT. So just for my listeners, I really want to go through a more specific example. I tried to give a personal example, but I want to give another one. So we were talking about, there's many different problems that I think people have in their lives. And I think a big problem right now that I've been hearing a lot is digestive issues. Like, I want to feel better in my body, but it's my gut that is really preventing me from living healthy. I'm not able to go to work because I'm anxious that I won't be able to focus because of digestive issues. I've had a few friends and family members talk to me about this. So I'm interested, could that be something that you can take into a therapy session? Like, does it actually help with physical body issues?
Absolutely. That's a great question.
Yeah, let's talk about that physical. Physical
mind
stuff.
and body is really, really connected. It's absolutely connected in an amazing way. And so every reaction you are feeling in your body, every feeling you are thinking or every thought you are thinking is actually, your body can feel that. For example, when you're sad, how your body reacts to that feeling.
My heart hurts when I'm sad.
Yeah. What else? Like real hurt.
My stomach hurts when I'm sad. I can't eat when I'm sad.
Yeah. Stomach.
Yeah. a lot of
Yeah.
stomach.
Yeah, me too, by the way. When I'm upset or angry, I feel a lot in my stomach. And I feel just this crunch in my stomach. And this is just an example. Everybody, by the way, feels different way. Some people, they feel migraines. Some people, they feel this neck pain. They feel a stiff neck, shoulder pain. Some people will feel will eat a lot, for example.
Right.
That's all body reactions. And so our mind and body is so connected so that every thought you are thinking, your body reacts to it. When you are happy, your body reacts in a different way. When you are sad, your body reflects in a different way. And so now I'm also studying about it a lot because my specialty, I want to focus my specialty onto trauma, childhood trauma especially. And so when we are talking about trauma, we are talking about mind and body. If you look at people who went through a traumatic event, they don't feel good in their body, most of them. And I would recommend this book. It's next to me, so I just grabbed it.
Yeah.
The Body Keeps the Score.
By, what's his name? Mate?
Yeah. Oh, that's another book. That's another great book. Gabor Mate.
Oh, yeah. Is that not Gabor Mate's book?
This is not, but Gabor Mate also wrote a book called When the Body Says No.
Yes.
These two talks a lot about how traumatic events can affect our body, addiction, for example. And so, yeah, that's a really simple answer to your question, but it's definitely connected. And, one thing that I can mention here is that when people went through some traumatic events, there's many things happening in their brain, right? There's chemical reaction and there's brain pathway, the area that the brain, what is it in English? The brain shut down shut down or reacts are showing different way. The scientist has already proved that. So, to answer your question, if people have some chronic issues, right, I think hypnotherapy would be really, really helpful. They can benefit a lot from that.
Wow, that is so amazing. I'm also channeling a question because I think this would be something that would be confusing with hypnotherapy and RTT. What if your clients or patients, I don't know how you would call them, what if they think they can't remember the specific memory that led to their chronic illness or digestive issue or depression? What if they come to you and say, I can't remember anything? What would you do?
Yes. So some clients, we call them clients, some clients, when they're conscious, right, we are talking like me and you are talking, we are talking with our conscious mind, we're awake. They tell you, I don't really know if I have trauma or whatsoever. I'm really happy. Like they're a really happy child, and I don't know. And there are several different things happen to this kind of type of people when we get into the session. Some of them, they really don't see anything. And so, because they were really, really happy. And for this kind of clients, we have tools to bring them into the scene. If this fails, we also have other tools in the session we will use to brainstorm with the clients when they are in the hypnosis and to figure it out. It's another different tool that I really, really love. I will talk about this today. So It is actually called role, function, purpose, and intention. We will figure out what's the role, what's the function, purpose, and intention that this illness has been doing in your life. There has to be something, right? Mm-hmm. It's connected to something. Let's figure it out. Let's think together. Not think, but feel it together, you know. And then I love RFPI, this tool. We will ask questions. Where do you feel this pain in your body now, right? And then some people will say, it's in my elbow. It's really interesting.
Interesting.
Yeah. And some people will say, I think it's in my stomach. And then we'll go ahead and ask, what's the color of it? Oh. And then they will say, it's kind of dark, pinkish, you know, and everybody gives different answers. And then they started to explore, you know, where it really comes from. So yeah, there's tools to figure out where, you know, to figure out when they don't have sins.
Right. What I love about this is it really forces us to be in touch with our own bodies. And just like you're saying, because mind and body is connected, I think humans forget about that, though, how connected the mind and body is. Like, I just recently have tried every day a little bit harder to make sure my body feels okay, and just being aware of when I feel like I have, I don't know, a migraine or a stomach issue. What did I do, perhaps? Like, what conversation did I have earlier in the day that might have affected that? Or what did I intake that might have affected that? I mean, it really forces you to be very aware. So I think that if you do some sessions of RTT, you're going to come out of it with a much more like awakened state of mind in your day-to-day life, which is just such a huge, huge gift to have. I want to talk just a little bit too about, neuroplasticity and like conscious mind. And I just geek out about this stuff all the time, but can you kind of explain the power of the unconscious mind for us? Because I think, just like you were saying, right now we are in a conscious state. We are talking, we are awake, we are thinking and engaging with each other. We are in a conscious state of mind. But why really is the unconscious mind much more powerful?
Or subconscious mind. Right?
Or, subconscious mind. Yes.
Subconscious mind. Yes. The whole point of why we use hypnosis as a tool. So hypnosis itself doesn't mean anything. It's just a state of mind, right? When you are in a really, really relaxed state of mind, you are in hypnosis. Actually, everybody experience that. For example, you're just walking the same routine that every day you walk from your home to the school, to the office. You don't need to think. So in this kind of state, you're really relaxed. It doesn't take your logical mind. So you're just following your memory. So you are in hypnosis. And it's a matter of, is it deeper hypnosis? Is it lighter hypnosis? And so hypnotherapy is to utilize this hypnosis state of mind to be able to get into their subconscious mind, or perhaps a little bit of unconscious mind. So for example, when you are in bed, you're ready to sleep, and then you close your eyes. In the first 1 to 10 minutes, you will be in an alpha mind. So alpha wave, brain wave, right? And then you will be get into delta. Let me just check if it's delta or theta. I think it's theta.
I can also link a brainwave chart to this episode for anyone that's interested in what Ling is talking about. There's different, wave names. So it
Would be
might help
great.
to see a visual of it too.
Yeah, theta, I'm sorry. If you can edit this
Theta.
part. So it's like alpha, and then later on you'll slowly get into theta wave. So when
Right.
you're in alpha wave, you're in a relaxed state of mind in your body and your mind. And now you are really suggestive, receptive. And in this state of mind, it's really to learn some good new things, new information, new knowledge, because you're receptive, right? Mm. And then slowly you will move into theta status wave. And in this theta, you are in a more relaxed state of mind. And in this state of mind, you have REM, which is REM, which is rapid eye movement. You know, when you're sleeping, did you ever observe that, person sleeping next to you, they will have this kind of movement, right? Can you see
Oh
it?
yeah. Oh yeah.
So
Definitely.
that's REM. And it's really easy to get into REM, actually. Everybody can do that. I'm just rolling up my eye and then close my eyes. It's REM, right? It's moving really, really fast. And so that's a really easy way to get into hypnosis. So that's what we use. But when you are sleeping, actually, when you are getting into theta brainwave, you are getting into REM. And then your eyeballs will start to move very quickly. So either at alpha or in between alpha and theta, or in theta, you are in hypnosis. And when we are in this state, we can access to your subconscious mind, right? And your conscious mind, which is important, your conscious mind is shut down. So why do we want the subconscious mind to shut down? Because our conscious mind represents logical mind. We think with our conscious mind. But on the other hand, our subconscious mind controls our emotion. It controls our emotional mind. And who do you think it will win when you are trying to make a decision? It's a really simple question, actually. Your emotion will always win over your logical mind.
It has so much power, the subconscious mind. That's why you must get into it when you want to create change in your life, or with whatever issue you have in your life. You need to get into that subconscious state of mind to change the neural pathways in the brain. And it's so amazing that anyone can do this. Like, this just empowers everyone to know that you can heal yourself. Your brain can change. You don't need to live in these same negative patterns. You don't need to live, if you have any type of behaviors that you want to change, you can. And I think in society, we always hear like, it's so hard to change. I can never change. And this is impossible. Yeah. It's not impossible, though. It's like science, neuroscience has proven, and all these therapies. It's really just
science.
It is. Exactly. And it's so, there's just so much research to back it up. And I think it's so, it really gives me hope when I have these types of tools and methods in my life that I can always lean to whenever I have some kind of issue that I'm dealing with. And I want to add too that it's important to be resourceful, do your research, find what works for you, because this, RTT, hypnotherapy, this can work really well for someone else, but maybe you want something more like a talk therapy. Maybe you really do want to talk in your conscious mind with someone to work through. And that's totally okay too.
That's so true. That's so true. Everybody works in a different way. I never say, RTT would work for everybody. And, because it's very interesting. It really depends on how you think about it and how you feel about it. And some people will be so open-minded to try new things. That's perfect. Let's try it out. And I really loved that, it's a lifesaver when you realize that there's something and it's a science that will help you to get out of the situation that you didn't like. That's the amazing part for me as well. I actually never thought that I was able to heal myself. I was about to give it up. I thought life is so hard and I just cannot make it. Just until that I met this amazing therapist, Marisa Peer, and how she put all this knowledge together so easily, to learn and to realize everything with compassion. I think that was really, really a lifesaver for me.
I'm so happy to hear that, Ling. That's beautiful. And I really think that, just like you said, we all can find something that works for us. And even when it feels like, oh, damn it, this isn't working. Why can't I change? Why can't I feel better every day? It's like, you'll be able to, and it's already within you. It's already within you, and you'll have people that can support you. And I think, again, RTT is a great method. Thank you so much, Ling, for your time today. I just want my listeners to know about where they can find you and about Free Mind, your new business that you've started quite recently, I think.
Yes, quite recently. I just launched my website this month. Oh, in August, actually. Yeah, thank you. And it is freemind.care, not .com, freemind.care. You can access to. Reach out. I think that's the main channel that I have right now. So everybody can check every information you need.
Great. And can your sessions be done online or only in person?
Both in person and online. If you're in Tokyo, you're welcome to come to my place. I have a beautiful therapy room ready. Yeah, I'm so excited. It's just so relaxed and beautiful. I'm really looking forward to it.
I am going to book my session right away. That sounds amazing. That sounds so amazing. And that's so great too, that you're able to hypnotherapy and RTT. It can be not just in person, but online as well. That's just makes it so much more accessible to people that want to try it. So great. Well, thank you so much, Ling, for your time today.
Thank you.
It was
so
amazing.
much for having me.
Yeah, it was so amazing. And thank you so much, Light Up Insight community. I will share some books that Ling was recommending and the brainwave chart as well, if you want to see what the theta and alpha brainwaves look like, and any other resources. I will link that down in the show notes. So thank you so much for listening, and I will see you again next week on another episode of the Light of Insight. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.